where the names went. We're gonna figure that out for the next episode on StreamYard here. And below me is Kyle, and above him, on his left, my right, whatever that is Katie, the one female. So, Kyle, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I living my life. I stayed up and watched the Mike Tyson fight.
Oh, yeah, that was right.
Yeah, that was sad to watch, but
Did you watch the pre-fight, the two fights before the final fight, the two fights before the Tyson fight?
You know what? I wish I did.
They were legit good. They were actually legit. Yeah. So let me just comment on that really quickly. We all
weren't there three of them?
Oh, there was several fights.
There was a bunch. But the two, I just remember the two, I don't know the class. That's why I'm asking Kyle, like what welter class or whatever. But they're legit. It was a title fight. Well, I think both were title fights.
They were. I think the one with the two female boxers, that was a title fight, and a controversial one at that.
Both were apparently, and that's what made. What I will say about this whole shenanigans about, we can say whatever about Tyson and Paul. Was it fixed? Was it rigged? Did he carry him? Was it a show? Yes to everything, probably. However, regarding the two fights before, those were real fights. Like, I've seen enough boxing. Of course,
yeah.
But I've seen enough boxing. But it's been a long time since I've watched a real match. I was like, wow, this. So I think at the very least, Netflix has actually reignited maybe some interest in boxing again.
Yeah, and I gotta say too, the lighter weight classes are often more fun to watch.
Lots of punches. Like, they were just boom, boom. They were, and those gals they were tough. Oh, their punches they were throwing were connecting, and one faces were bloodied. It was. I'm telling you,
there was a headbutt in this one woman's eye was like wide open.
And she didn't want to quit. Her fortitude and her that's what I was watching. I was watching the drama. That she's like, no, she's like, you're not pulling me out of this match. And they're doing what they can with the goop and the guck and everything to stop bleeding. And it was, anyways. So if you haven't watched it, folks, it's still on Netflix. You can still watch it. Watch the two fights before the Tyson Paul fight, because those are legit boxing. They got me excited for boxing again. Like, I'm actually kind of want to watch it again. I want to follow some of these people and their storylines are really cool. So. But yeah, Tyson Paul. Sure, I don't know. Yeah.
I as soon as I saw Mike in the ring, just the way he looked in his disposition, I was like, this is not good.
He's really?
Yeah. Well, some of his training videos, he looked really fast and really agile, and I was like, holy shit! Like, maybe we have an actual fight here. But I fell for the hype. I fell for it. And the result was what you think would happen if a 58-year-old fought a 27-year-old. So it's like, in as much as I don't really like Jake Paul, what I do like is that he really could have teed up on him and hurt him the last few rounds.
He didn't. He didn't.
Yeah, he didn't completely carry him, but he really he didn't go for the, you know what I mean? He wasn't like a dick who tried to basically put Tyson in the hospital.
No, he was respectful, and that's why he did a little bit of a bow at the end of the fight. He did it.
That was nice.
He could have kept going to lay him out. Just with his fatigue level was much higher, or he wasn't as tired as Tyson. He could just sit there and start just punching him, but he didn't. He danced with Tyson. He gave Tyson the 8 rounds,
and it was only 2-minute rounds too.
Yeah, Tyson his legs were gone in round 2.
Yeah.
So, he's he's 58, so nothing against him. But no, it was what it was. I think some people really had high hopes.
They think it's a damn show, and it was.
What did you think of the end though? When they asked him, when the announcers sort of gave him an out, but he didn't take it. When they asked him oh, have you shown whatever? Did you do what you wanted to do? And he's like, this ain't over. I want to do it again, or something to that effect.
Yeah,
it's all part of the
show. And then he was saying to his brother, "Oh, Logan, you're next."
Yeah, sure. Brother versus brother, that'd be kind of fun.
You next?
Tyson versus Logan.
Sorry, I thought
because Tyson alluded to the fact that he wants to do it again. He's not done.
No,
the announcers were trying to give him an out, and him saying.
He's just being silly. It's just like when Ric Flair had his final match, and he says, "I'm not sure I'm done," but they're done. They're done. Their handlers will make sure that he doesn't go back in the ring. That it's over. His handlers won't allow it. Katie, I should ask first off how you're doing, but before you answer, yes, Donald, I agree. It's amazing how close this was to the Rocky Balboa storyline. It's kind of cool to see real life mimicking art, because Sly's character Rocky was close to 60 in that film. I think it was actually 59. Both the character and the actor Sly was 59 in that film, which is only a year older than Tyson is in this. So it's really kind of cool to see that similarity. It's just ironic that the fight in Rocky Balboa was more realistic in a weird way. It's hard, like the size that Sly was and the size that Tarver was, and you could almost see that kind of fight actually happening if the characters were real. But anyways, okay, Katie, how are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm a little under the weather. I sound funny. I'm sorry. I'm a little heady. I've got a cold, but bear with me, everyone.
Hey, you're wearing the colors of the podcast thumbnail. Look, you're wearing the thumbnail.
Yeah, I have. Green. Well, I have my Iceland. I have my Reykjavik hat and my Iceland mug here.
Oh, okay.
Might have to move there.
Iceland swag. I like it. Okay, well, I hope you're doing well, and we're glad to see your happy smiling face from us fellow Canadians to you, a fellow U.S. citizen. We're happy to see you. We're happy to see your lovely face, and let's have a fun show today, shall we? But before we get into the YouTube comments, we didn't get any emails, and I did mean to send you guys UK Dave's fantasy casting for a Rocky prequel. I'm sorry, the 2 weeks got away from me. I got to my emails. I'm like, yeah, and it's evergreen. It's an evergreen thing that we can talk about. We can talk about it 5 months from now. It's not going to change, but I want to get it to you guys sooner than later. But I want you guys to have a time to sit on it, not just drop it on you. Because again, I want you to see what he chose and what you would choose instead. Because it will make for a better discussion than on the fly discussion. So I will send those to you this week. Secondly, UK Dave also did a charity fight. He did the charity fight for cancer, I believe it was. And he did say he's going to send us a video link for that. So hopefully by the next episode, we can see this footage of UK Dave stepping in the ring and throwing a fist with somebody. So that's kind of funny. Lastly, round 14. So some of you might listen to this podcast on the podcast network. Okay, so if you listen to this podcast on the podcast network, because also this podcast has a standalone feed, so some people don't listen to the network, they just listen to this, or on YouTube, I should say, as well. So there's 3 different places you can listen to the show. Anyways, so round 14 is a podcast on the Last of the Action Heroes podcast network, and they do a weekly show, sometimes 2 episodes a week, depending on their topics. But they do a weekly show. They're older gentlemen, but they're even older than old me, and they're huge Sly fans, huge boxing fans, and they're just sweet guys. At the end of the day, they're sweet guys. There's not a malice bone in their body. They're very sweet guys, and they run their own show, and they're on the network. And I invited them on the network, which I'm not saying I'm a saint, but I'm saying, hey guys, you want to get a bigger audience or a larger audience, come on the network. We'll drop your audio show, because they do a YouTube show. So I take their audio and put it on the network. Okay. Well, John Rivoli, the famous artist from Icons in Art, who I've interviewed a couple times, who's come on my show a few times, he was with them at the Rocky Run in Philadelphia. So they did some live events. And so this is the Rocky community that we have. John's been on my show. John goes on their show, and it's all gravy. Everyone's a big, Now, when grandparents tell their grandkids, you're my favorite grandkid,
they say it to every grandkid, you mean?
Yeah. So I'm a little stung here. I'm just going to show this clip. So John Rivoli is at the round 14 tent or whatever display at the Rocky Run in Philly. And they did a draw where somebody got to win free art from John's art. It's pretty cool. So they did a draw. They drew the name. So you'll see John holding the winner. But I just want you to watch the rest of the video and to hear your thoughts on that. Where is it here? Got to find the right one. Okay. That's not the setting I want. Just trying to find the right custom layout here, guys, to roll in it. There we go. Okay.
But thank you all for watching, your continued support. Make sure you check out John and Icons in Art. Man, if you haven't seen that site yet,
you are missing something.
There you go, right there.
That's
amazing, beautiful work.
Well, thank you. And this is the best Rocky podcast out there. Round 14 podcast.
Oh, that's awesome.
Keep punching, everyone.
My heart was broken. John, you have said the same to me. But he did it in private. So now it's like, I didn't publish it. I didn't, I didn't take the recordings or the text. I could show you the Facebook messages where I'm the best podcast that he's ever been on. I'm telling you, my heart broke. My heart broke a little bit, John. But it's okay. It's okay. I know it stung a little bit. If I was there, would he have said the same thing to me?
What if you were both there? He can't say it. I guess you guys have the best Rocky podcasts out there.
Yeah. So, and the thing is, and no offense to the Round 14 guys, they're actually not a Rocky podcast. So that's what stung even more. They have covered Rocky on their show. Like they've done standalone episodes regarding the films, but we legit are a Rocky podcast. They cover Sly films. The Tulsa King is the thing they're covering right now. They're more of a Sly cast, and they'll do action films and standalone episodes. They did a whole episode on the guy that sang the Margarita song. What's that guy's name?
Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah, they did a whole episode on Jimmy Buffett. But so the Jimmy Buffett guys are a better Rocky podcast than us. Anyways, okay, I'm done. All right. So help cleanse my palate, Katie, and give us some good comments on our YouTube.
Yeah, it burns a little.
Yeah, it stings. It stings after a while, It starts to sting.
All right, we have some YouTube comments from Eccentric Views. Aw, thanks for the plug, Ryan. Kyle, heaps of Italians and Greeks immigrated to Australia in the 50s and 60s. So it's very common. It's very common to hear an Italian with an Aussie accent. Both my parents were born in Italy. Just an update on my Rocky 4 cut. I've named it Rocky 4 Redux. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that.
Redux. It's actually pronounced Redux.
Is it? Because isn't it a French word? I'm dumb.
Yeah, but I think we say Redux though, all the same. But
okay. Sorry.
I could be wrong too.
Dumb American over here.
No. I could be wrong too. We're French Canadians over here, so we should know this. But when Apocalypse Now came up with their Redux, that's the same. I hear people say Redux. So I don't know if I'm saying it the American way, but that's what I've heard people call the Apocalypse Now cut, the Redux cut. So I could be wrong too.
Okay, somebody told me. Okay, anyway, I like it. Either way. I look forward to hearing your thoughts. Another great episode, guys. Thanks heaps for the entertainment.
Oh, thanks, Eccentric Views. That's of course Gino, the Italian Australian Gino. Put another meatball in the Barbie.
I've been getting addicted. I had the flu last week, and while I was in bed, I got addicted to watching Border Security Australia. God, it's entertaining. I've watched a few of the Border Security ones, like the Canadian one and the American one, and some other ones, but the Australian one is my favorite one to watch.
I really like Australian
real characters that come through the Sydney airport customs. And I love it like cops? There. Kind of. Like it just shows people like they're coming through customs, and it's all the problem ones like drug smugglers, or it's really common in Australia because like they have a sensitive ecosystem, so you can't bring any food or seeds or plants. And people from China have like a suitcase of like ducks and shit like that. They don't declare it's awesome.
Oh my god!
The interactions are just like the all the officers are just hilarious. Like I don't know, something about Australians are cool. I like them.
I very much.
Let's go ahead, please.
Well, I just watch a lot of Australian shows, like their style of humor.
Yeah,
I like it. I like it. Anyway,
there's actually some great Australian cinema. So regarding his Redux, I should have had the picture ready. He sent me a Twitter message. Apparently, he's sending me. I think he said you guys too, but he asked for my address. So I don't know. I shouldn't be speaking out of turn. Gino, let me know. But he's sending me. He made a Blu-ray. He actually made a Blu-ray and cover artwork for it and everything. He's sending me his copy via Blu-ray.
How cool.
Yeah, and cool. I think he said, like, he showed me that there's like 4 in a stack. So I think some are for you guys as well, but hopefully I'm not speaking out of turn. I don't think he's selling them. He's just giving them away.
I don't have anything that can play a Blu-ray.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah, Gino, don't waste postage and handling on Kyle.
I will. It's a waste of postage.
A waste of postage, yeah. So I can't wait to see it. Yeah, Katie does. So Gino sent it to Katie. I'm actually looking forward to seeing it because this is the cut that I wanted. This is the cut we've talked about.
Yeah,
I wanted the cut
you're right.
Kept the robot and gave us the additional scenes. Perfect. I love it. So I'm very curious about what that looks like. Okay. Thanks, Gino. What do you got there?
The next one is from Robin Arrow. I think she.
Yeah, we haven't been confirmed on that, Robin. Let us know. I think so. I think because she didn't correct us on our last time we called her a female, she didn't correct us in this one, but she's a new listener too.
Robin says, crap, I was working on a project and missed the live. I will fix this one day. It was really fun to hear my comment in the episode and an honor to be in the shirtless Sly one. I'm kind of guessing she.
Well, or a gay man named Robin.
Maybe. Okay. I used to love Rocky 5 as a kid, but when I rewatched it last year, I ended up liking it way less. Let's see if Kyle is able to make me change my mind again. I finished watching
Dark Side, Rocky 5.
She says, I finished watching all of the Rocky 3 episodes and started the Rocky 2 ones. Oh, she's working backwards.
She's doing Quentin Tarantino Christopher Nolan Memento style. She's watching it backwards. Yeah.
I'm having so much fun watching them. I don't really want it to stop. P.S. Happy late birthday, Ryan.
Oh, thank you, Robin. You're a sweetheart. I assume you're female as well. Let's just keep saying that till she corrects us. But very very sweet of you. And welcome to the show. And it's good that we get more female listeners. We got 2 minutes. It's a bit of a sausage fest for this audience, so it's nice to have some female listeners. Okay. All right. Thanks, Robin. Who's next?
Eddie is my god. Just listen to the pod version right now and have to say the comment about Katie's voice is so accurate. Sorry, lads, but she steals the show every time. Aww.
No, jeez.
He must be from.
Go back to Robin. I want to hear what she had to say about me.
He must be UK also, lad, right?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think we do have a large UK audience. Yeah.
Loved listening to every episode from Rocky 1 through to this excellent coverage of the criminally underrated Part 5.
There you go.
Criminally underrated, he says.
Hey, he has good judgment, Ryan. I'm sorry. We have to trust
about the films, yes. I agree.
Yes. Yeah.
Also, shout out to the amazing Frank Stallone pod. Anytime a new episode of that pops up, I know the next hour is going to be spent laughing. Love the entire network. Everyone who makes those pods is doing brilliant work and keeps a lot of us fans smiling and happy all across the globe.
Even the round 14 guys, just kidding. All right, fine. They can be the best Rocky podcast. Ugh, that stings, John. That stings. Thank you. What's his name again? Something, my lord. What's it called again?
Eddie is my god.
Eddie's my god. Eddie is my god. Oh, either Eddie Van Halen. That's probably who you might be referring to.
Okay.
I wonder. Let us know. Eddie is my god. That might be what he's referring to. Or Eddie from the Iron Maiden. The Iron Maiden mascot, I think, is called Eddie.
Okay.
Maybe, I'm guessing it's one of the two. Okay.
The last one is from The Misfit, and it's spelled fun, like Ms. Fit.
Right.
The THA. I like it. Okay. He says Eric Elder was the name of Tommy's best friend. Eric Elder is a real person and was actually Tommy Morrison's best friend.
Oh, so a little bit of again. Yeah, art, life, and art. I love that too. Good old Sly. Yeah. It's like, hey, do you have a best friend I could use? Yeah.
Imagine if you are Eric and then your name was in that movie. That'd be so cool.
Well, apparently, so he says, The Misfit says, Tommy asked Sly if he could use Eric's name instead of the generic name that was in the script, and Sly okayed it. That's cool.
So that's exactly what happened. I wonder how he found that out. That's what I'm actually kind of curious. I mean, I believe him, but I'm wondering how he knows. Like, where's that? Was it?
Maybe he knows Eric. Or let us know, The Misfit. Yeah. How do you know this?
We got to get Eric Elder on the pod. We got to find him.
I like it.
All right. Well, speaking of trivia, you ready?
Crap.
Okay. Here we go. First question. Who says, "Behold, a Santa for all seasons"? Sorry, I kind of gave a voice away there, but I couldn't help it. All right, it's Adrian. Adrian said that. Okay.
Yeah.
Who says, "My ring's outside"?
What with your voices, Ryan?
My ring is outside.
My ring's outside. Yeah. All right. I guess we're gonna get 2 for 2 on this one so far. Last week was brutal. Last couple weeks were brutal, so then we're maybe in the easy zone now. Oh, I say that, but now, okay. What is Tommy's record with Rocky?
Oh my God!
Wait,
what a good question.
When Rocky,
I guess when he took over, remember they started the whole montage. He's fighting. He's Rocky's puppet.
God dang it!
I have a number. I think I'm on it. I think I got it.
Did you just because you watch these to set the scenes up?
No.
Do you have a leg up on us?
No, I'm not there yet. I've only edited up to what we're watching today for the director's cut version of things, like what I've added. That's all I've seen up to. I haven't seen anything past that.
Yeah, because like technically, you should know that technically, if you had like a really, really good memory, you could just think back to all the numbers.
I have a number. Like I know it's not 50-0 because he didn't fight that long, but we talked about how many fights he had in a certain period of time. Remember, and he won all of them. So there's my hint. I don't know if my number's right, but I think I'm in the ballpark. Okay.
God dang it.
Who says, take 2 more steps, I'm going to pound your teeth out? Last one. Who says my head is a little busy right now? And I believe that is in today's recording, so I actually know who says that. I have that ready for today. Okay. My head is a little busy right now. Okay. I think I got a solid 3 out of 5. There's 2 that I'm not sure about, to be honest with you.
Yeah, this is a mixed bag today. We'll see how it goes.
All right, Katie's still thinking. I love. You know what I love about Katie? How serious. I can only imagine Katie's a student. I can just see you taking.
I was a great student.
I know. I can see how you're taking these questions. Where I'm like, yeah, I think I got it. Let's go take the test. That's how I study. I think I got enough.
Just because I'm old and I can't. Just to prove that I'm not a dumb American, I graduated summa cum laude from my university. I was smart.
If anyone listens to the show thinks you're dumb, come on. I don't think anyone thinks you're dumb. Trust me, it's me. I think if you do an intelligence quota, it's probably me on the tier. You both are very intelligent people.
No, that was a long time ago.
I got gaps. You got gaps. Together we fill gaps, you know?
Yeah, it's just like Rocky said to his son with the scene we just watched. Sometimes you make me feel dumb, you know? What do you mean? All right, so here we go. Speaking of, we got trivia. We did our emails. We got the reverse shout out from the Round 14 podcast. So let's go and get to the film now. Here we go.
But hey, listen to me. We're in this thing together, so if you can figure out any way on how to fix things up, don't be afraid to tell me, because we got to stick together, because what are we?
What?
What are we?
Home team.
Home team. You know, you got that right.
Now, I love how Robert's kind of like, what the f are you talking about, Dad? Oh, yeah, home team. What are your thoughts on the home team thing? What do you...
I've always hated it.
It's a little forced, because sometimes I like having those little inside things with my kids, you know.
Sure, yeah.
But like you have everyone has to be kind of into it, and it's like it seems like Rocky, he really wants this home team thing to go, and no one else does.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, I don't have any nicknames for me and my kids, like any kind of like. For what do you call it? Like this kind of thing. Like we're the Balkan rebels, or what? You know, we don't have any kind of like moniker. That's the word for ourselves. So
now
I think
you
it's
are
cute. Yeah,
I
think it's cute what the dad's trying to do, like what Rocky's trying to do.
He's sure,
trying to have a bonding moment. But what I also love though is I love. Again, speaking of which, my kids just watched Rocky 5 the other day. I was at work. I work nights now. So they were watching this movie just 2 days ago. They watched Rocky 5
without you.
Well, I know my son really wanted to watch it, and I didn't want to keep him waiting. That's how much I love my kids. You know, I was like, he really wanted to watch the film, and I didn't want to keep him waiting. So, anyways, they were like, they couldn't believe it. So during the film, I think Becky might have mentioned that, you know. Oh no! What happened was they saw that Sage Stallone was in the credits, and they're like, "Oh, is that?" So they Googled. They got on their devices.
And they didn't recognize him though. Like they didn't.
No, they don't know Sage Stallone from Adam. Like they wouldn't know who he is.
I mean, like, oh, he really kind of looks like.
No, they didn't make that connection. I don't think. I think Milo Ventimiglia looks more like Sly than.
Good point. Sage looks like his mother with dark hair.
Yes, yeah. So anyway, so they Googled and they found out that he was dead. And they were like, so they're watching the movie, and then now they're like, we're watching a dead kid. So they were kind of thrown off right away with, I know. They were like, oh, Stallone, because at first they were excited. Oh, Stallone's son is playing his son in the movie. That's great. Where is he now?
Oh,
yeah, I know. It was kind of, they went through a really roller coaster of emotions, but they loved the film, by the way. Is that interesting?
Like, did they have anything else to say about it? Like, did they? Because they liked the other ones too, right?
They did, but it's funny. I think kids are. You have to keep in mind, like we watched this, like me especially, because I'm old. But I watched Rocky's 3 onward in the theater, so I watched each one as it came out in the theaters. So I went through this real journey of in those eras too. I was a kid of the '80s. I watched films in the '80s in the films theater, and then. But for them, it's just it's like a mini series. They're not looking at this film as, oh, this isn't as good as 4. It's not as 80s as 4. They're just I'm watching a family drama. Because we watch dramas, like they watch drama films. To them,
It's like another
drama,
episode of the show. I see. Yeah.
They didn't think anything of it. They liked it, and I didn't pry like, what, you didn't like that you didn't fight in the ring. I didn't ask. I just said, what you guys think? Oh, they loved it. Like Becky was telling me, like my son, who's again named after Sly, his name is Grayson Stallone, and I was really nervous that is he gonna hate the Rocky films? And he loves them. He absolutely loves them. So, anyways,
quick question: did they know that the baby in 2 is also?
Yeah, I told him that. I told him that. That one's still alive.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, Kyle, go ahead, please.
I was just gonna say too. With my daughter, when I drop her off at school, kind of wants to talk to me as little as possible.
Yeah.
No hugs, nothing like that. Like, they're too cool for that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I can see like Rug's like, okay, we're doing home team. He's like, yeah, Dad, home team. Yeah, let me leave now immediately because I do not want to be seen with you.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Was I like that moment there where that was my tangent because I was thinking of the actor Sage, who's now passed. So I like his acting where he's like, oh yeah, home team. It was great, but it's a real moment between a father and son. Like, this is awkward. Yeah, Dad, we're cool. We're home team, cool. Yeah, I'm off to school. So I agree, Kyle. It's a great real moment between a father and a kid. It's not a Disney moment where a Disney moment would have been, yeah, Dad, home team. It was a real moment between an awkward father and his son reaching that teenage life. Yeah.
I used to go to the school when I was a kid, nice bricks. Used to have good milk at lunch and everything. It was real tough then, but I think you can handle it, don't you think?
Go ahead. You don't even know what you're talking about. If you weren't here, I can go here.
That's kind of messed up because it's like if you win here, it's like, well, I'm a total pussy compared to you, so that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I love the bricks reference. I forgot about that.
Same.
He's like,
he loves bricks.
Here. He is an expert in bricks, according to some people.
Yeah, according to Adrian, he knows a lot about bricks. He's a good brick. Well, according to Rocky, he knows a little bit. Rocky and Adrian are at least on board about his brick knowledge. Yeah. And they had good milk. They had good milk. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, by Sage's or Junior Robert, whatever this kid's name is. By the time Rocky was Robert's age, he was probably already starting to like get in with the loan sharking and stuff. Like,
I know. Well, he only made it to 9th grade.
Yeah. So what is this? This is middle school, right?
He's probably 7th or 8th.
7th to 9th. Yeah, his age is unknown. It's never really quite.
So Rocky would have gone to this school in like the late 50s, like early 60s. This neighborhood would have been a lot nicer back then.
Yeah, it would have been a newer school.
I'm not saying it would have been a newer school. Like, it probably was still a tough working class neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
But this neighborhood would not have decayed. Like this school now probably has like metal detectors and like kids with guns and shit like that, which you wouldn't have had in the 60s. Mm-hmm. But you probably still would have had like lots of fist fights and stuff back then.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not scared, really.
Really?
Well, I guess I'm a little scared. But that's normal, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, I had 72 fights coming up, and every one of them I was scared, so, yeah, that's real normal.
That's nice. Again, a nice little moment. And I don't know what the problem with Sage's acting. I'm watching this now. I've watched a lot of TV and movies in the last 49 years, and his acting is just fine with his dad here. Like, he got a lot of flack. I think he got a lot of nepotism flack. That's probably what it was.
I think so. I think he does a fine job. I think he does a great job. I don't understand the criticism.
I remember not liking it as well. Like, I remember being one of those people that was like, oh, he's not really great. But now, same, rewatching it, I'm like, oh, he's not bad. He's not excellent, but he's fine.
I think it's because you're prejudiced against Italians.
Yeah, it's
true.
It's true.
I'll see you later.
Okay, kid. Here's the front door.
I love that. Open the gate.
Hey, wait, what's this? What's it?
Dad, I gotta go.
Yeah, okay, I don't want you to be late on your first day. Here, use the side entrance, okay? Hey, wait, what's this?
So that was just a different cut there. The one cut was the front entrance, and the alternate cut was the side entrance. I don't know. It's interesting. Why even film the different? I don't know. What are your thoughts? Why they have side versus front? But
options.
Ad-libbing a bit. Yeah.
Maybe this is it's like corny. Like, I guess I'm not able to like articulate what I'm thinking, but I think this is one of the things that always rubbed me the wrong way about 5 is like it's corny. Again, Rocky's treating his 13-ish-year-old kid like he's 9.
I'll tell you why. Now, this is not offense to you, Katie. Speaking as a parent, I'll tell you why. Because he's holding on to him. I'm maybe projecting, but speaking as when you see your kids grow up, you're like, oh. Mm-hmm. And so you're still doing little childish things with them. This is kind of that age where you're doing that, where I just did it with my son Grayson on the stairs today when he got out of bed. He's come down the stairs. I was like kind of like wrestling him a little bit and nuking him and say, oh, yeah, get that, yeah. But when he was 3, he would have been thrilled. And so there's a part of you as a dad or a parent where you're like, you're doing silly things. The kids love this kind of thing. They used to love this. And this happens a few times in the film where Rocky's talking about Santa. He's trying to keep things fun and light and keep things young because he's in some ways too is he's going back to where he wasn't there for the skill time with the training and travel around the world. And so it's a combination of his kids growing up and now I'm going to be silly and fun with you. And the kid's like, dude, you're 5 years too late. Like, this isn't silly for me anymore.
It's a really good point. And I understand doing it like in private, but he knows he's about to send him into the like lion's den, so to speak. He knows this is rough and he's doing it in front of these tough kids. It seems odd.
Yeah, it's like a lack of awareness on his part.
Exactly.
He's just,
he's not
he's
social cues. Social cues. Yeah, I agree.
Goodness gracious, where'd this come from? It's a strange place to stash your lunch money, don't you think?
Yeah, because now Robert's right. Robert's looking around like, oh, this is embarrassing. He looks around to see who's seeing me with my dad right now. He actually looked around. Yeah.
It's a lunch joke,
Thanks, Dad.
Okay, listen. I'll see you later. Remember, Daddy loves you. You're number 1. Home team. Just be nice, right? You'll be okay. And don't mess with nobody's girlfriend. I don't like that around here.
I love how the kids surround him already. Like it's his first day in prison.
It is like prison. It is so like prison.
Don't mess with it. Yeah, that was bad. When he's yelling, "Daddy loves you."
Yeah, Daddy loves you.
Shut the fuck up, Dad.
That's when Robert should literally pull out a shiv and stab somebody right there, right? Just get assert dominance right away.
Yeah, you take another guy's girlfriend. Be like, she's mine now. That's how
take Jewel right now.
Can I join the human race? Come on, I walk you to the gym. The streets ain't safe.
So, of course, this is the workers' print. We get an extra scene here where Paulie says, I'll walk you to the gym. The streets aren't safe. Paulie will take care of Rocky.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It helps to be in numbers, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's when you're alone, you're more of a target. Although I think Rocky can handle himself on the streets just fine.
What's the face? You got a problem?
I'm dying here, Paul. This kid ain't ready for this stuff here.
Hey, nature rules, huh?
Nature rules what?
We went through this. It didn't hurt us. We turned out okay.
Really?
So, of course, nature rules, survival of the fittest is what he's trying to say there. And we turned out okay is what Paulie was saying. Like, we made it through that system. We turned out okay. Rocky's like, really?
Did we? Did we, though?
Great. This, of course, is the workers' print extra scene. So I'm always going to ask you guys' thoughts on the extra scenes. Keep or throw away.
Well, that scene you had to, I didn't like, you can't understand a lot of what Paulie's saying because there's a smoke in his mouth. So, like, to me, that's like.
Yeah, well, this is the audio's shite. We know the audio's shite. There's no captions, unfortunately, but yeah. But that's
kind of like it when Rocky's like, really? Like, we turned out fine. He's like, did we though? Like, I kind of like that.
And Donald, you're right. They don't like taking people's girlfriends anywhere you are, not just at that school. I'd recommend not doing that anywhere. Yeah. Yes, I agree.
It's weird that these girlfriends don't have a choice in the matter.
Their property.
There's property to be taken.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, what mirror are you looking into?
I love that. What mirror are you looking into? Remember the first Rocky film?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cut the person's head with a razor, broke this mirror. That's the best line.
Because if the kid is going to go to school and he doesn't know anybody, there's a good chance he can get banged out. You're asking me why can he get banged out? Because he's my kid. If he was...
So he's saying there that the kid's going to get beaten up because he's my kid. Like, Rocky is self-aware enough to know that, like, because he's my kid, he's going to be a target right away.
Yep.
Yeah, he knows how people here think. He knows, like, the politics and stuff like that. Yeah, that's really... Yeah, it's like a parent when you send your kid into a situation. Like, I know it's not the same, but, like, say you send your kid to a daycare where, you know, like, say there's kids that are bullies or that you don't really like the providers or something, but you don't really have a choice. It is hard letting go. Just sending your kid into that area and just hoping they're going to be okay. Like, that's... Like, that feeling of helplessness, like, that sucks.
Like someone else's kid, they probably wouldn't bother him. But, you know, he's going in there with the rep. You know, he's like Rocky's kid, you know? So if he gets hurt, I'm saying, what am I supposed to do, Mick? Am I supposed to, like, come do his... What did you call me? What did I say? He said Mick. I meant to call you Paul. I didn't mean... The guy's in a box.
So
Is that new?
Yeah, that.
Yeah,
This is all new. Everything that you see the graining, just FYI, is just a reminder. It's not in the original cut. That's why.
No, I didn't know if, because I don't know this movie that well. I can't remember if he mistakenly calls Polly Mickey in the original either.
He did. See, that's the thing. They did it originally, of course, in the beginning part of the film when Rocky calls Adrian Mick when he's in the shower. I just want to go home, Mick. I just want to go home.
Yeah.
And now he's doing it again. He called Polly Mick. So maybe they thought it was too. Like we've already done this. Now he's doing it again with Paulie. But
I think
it's great. I am really sad this scene's not in here. I like this scene. I like how he's talking about his kid. I like how he said Mick like that. I love how Paulie's like, the guy's in a box.
And it's showing us the rawness of the neighborhood too.
Yeah, no, this is all great. The walking away scene after dropping the kid off at school is it's a great. It only took 35 seconds, 40 seconds. Yeah. So he calls Paulie McNell, showing again his brain ain't screwed on right.
I tell you, nothing's working right in my head. I can't even know who I'm talking to. Exactly what.
So there you go. So he mentions like my head's not screwed on right. Like excuse me for being brain damaged. But now we cut into. So that whole scene is taking place in the Rocky universe, but now we're getting to see what's in the original cut with Tommy about to introduce himself to Paulie and Rocky outside the gym.
What's going to happen? Some wise guy's going to come up to him because he's my kid. He's just going to come out and try to bang him out, give him a chief shot, you know? I mean, jeez.
Mr. Balboa.
Yeah?
How you doing? My name's Tommy Gunn.
Yeah, how you doing?
Well, with a name like that, you better be tough.
Yeah, very true.
It ain't easy. Anyway, I come from Oklahoma.
Well,
I have an amateur's record of 45-1.
All right, so keep that in mind and the Rocky trivia. That might be a question that Rocky
I bet it is.
What's his amateur record? 45-1. I'm gonna write that down. Anyways, so now finally, folks, episode 6 of Rocky 5, we get the introduction of Tommy Morrison playing Tommy Gunn. Of course, my kids didn't Google him. I told them that he's also dead.
Interesting.
Yeah. They just saw him as a young actor. They didn't think anything of it. They only Googled Sage because they were curious because he was Stallone's son, but they didn't Google Tommy.
Tommy Gunn, by the way, is the name of an adult film star.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh boy, you gotta be careful.
Tommy Gunn. You might get some pictures you don't want to see, or maybe you do want to see. I don't know.
His kids probably don't. Did they have any thoughts about him as the opponent versus the other Rocky opponents?
Yeah, I didn't ask. I could like bring them in live right now to have them answer the questions on mic. I didn't ask them what they thought of Tommy necessarily, or even how they felt about. Yeah, let me. I'll have answers ready for next episode.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have a little bit of a report of what they thought. By then, they're gonna have they're gonna watch the Creeds right after. They're looking forward to that. So, okay. So yeah, Tommy Morrison, of course, documentary is coming out. I was interviewed for the Tommy Morrison documentary. I think it's coming out in 2025 is what I was told. I'm excited. Hopefully some of my sound bites. I was interviewed for almost an hour.
That's amazing.
They'll probably use 2 minutes. Oh, speaking of interviews, I'm getting interviewed Tuesday. Or actually, here, okay. Check this out. This is real. Okay. I got called by the Philadelphia Tourism Department. They wanted to come on this podcast to talk to me about they're starting a new thing called Rocky Fest. This is the first year, and they want me to help plug it. on the show. So this person who's in charge, like I've got their name here. Sorry, I don't have the email ready. Sorry, but they reached out to me, and so I'm like, so I actually asked them, like there was a back and forth. I'm like, am I going on? Sorry, like that's great. You want to? So I said, just so you know, I'm a Rocky nerd. Yes, but I've never been to Philly. I can't speak to the sites. I can't speak to what. He goes, no, we're going to talk about the events. It's like a 6-day event.
When is this? No, how have
I know this is why they want to advertise. It's starting like this December.
This December, like in a month?
Yeah, December 3rd.
Or like 2 weeks?
It's part of the Rocky Day celebration.
I'm getting in my car. I'm driving there right now.
I know.
Yeah, I'll get there by December, probably.
So it's like it's going to be like a yearly thing, and they're going to do. Well, you'll hear the interview. I don't know. I just got a very brief. I don't want to spoil the interview, but they're gonna sell the event on the show. But anyways, no, we want to come on your show, and then they said, "We'll then plug your show via our."
You should be whatever. Like, hey, send me to Philly, and like, there.
Yeah. No, I'm not good thinking, but I'm not like that. We'll see if they offer anything. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how deep their pockets are to fly me out.
Okay, so just say, hey, man, I've never been to Philly. I just really like to go. Just like kind of just drop hints like that.
Well, very quickly, you guys know I've never been there. My intent, I might have to edit this part out, but I'll just tell you guys whoever's watching live. There's a good chance I might be going back to Victoria in the summer of 25. So back West Coast. I talked to my career manager. It looks like it might be happening. So nothing is official. I'll find out by February, March 1st type area. ... If that's the case, then I am definitely driving down with at least 2 of my sons. We're going to go to Philly. So nice. in May, June of 2025. So it's very nice. So once it's official, I'm going to announce it, because anyone that is in the area that wants to do it, not a meet group, nobody cares about me. But if you really want to hang out with me, say hi, we could grab a beer, burger, see the steps together. Oh, and another thing is regarding the Frank Stallone podcast. I know you guys don't follow Frank Stallone, but a bit of a teaser spoiler here of that episode that you haven't heard yet, if you're listening to this, is Sly commented on one of Frank's posts. I'm going somewhere with this, because Frank called out the city of Philadelphia and called them garbage, pretty much, for being who they were before the elections, before they became a red state. He was calling them out. So he was basically saying, I've lost all respect and love for Philadelphia.
Frank, shut your mouth, Frank.
So Frank wrote that on his Instagram. Sly responded. And he says, he goes, how do you say it? It goes, how did he word? He goes, but you could tell it was a brotherly, like, just so you know, Frank type. What they're doing, the city that sucks so much, what they're doing is they're putting a second statue at the top of the stairs now. So they're going to have 2. They're going to have 2 statues. There's because there's 3 Rocky statues that all look the same. They're all built. Rocky, Sly had one. One was still being owned by the artist, and then one's at the stairs. Well, they're putting a second one at the top, so that way people who don't have access to the top of the stairs will still have the bottom one. But people who want to run up the stairs, you're going to have a second one at the top of the stairs. And Sly was basically saying, so this is the city that sucks so much, Frank. This is what they're doing for Rocky.
I mean, even before that, Philly is Rocky.
Yeah, I know. So Sly, well, that's what I mean. That Sly rarely, if ever, has commented on Frank's post. I follow Frank kind of closely. That's the first time I've ever seen Sly. And that's funny. Frank didn't like it. He didn't comment on it, but he didn't take it down because he knows better not to take his brother spoke.
Oh, he got his hand slapped.
Yeah.
Well, he needed it. I mean,
So that's fun. So anyways, that we talk about that on the Frank Stallone episode that's coming out. Anyways, a lot of information. Sorry, they've got my brain everywhere. So yeah, I'm getting interviewed. Philadelphia. It's being done Tuesday, the 19th at the time of this recording. I'm going to be dropping it very quickly. So there's going to be kind of a heavy week of Frank, Rocky, and interview this week. A lot of different episodes coming out this week. So hopefully you guys aren't sick of me by the end of the week. I don't even know what's going to happen in the interview. It's going to be interesting. I think I'm talking to a lady, a woman. I don't know her name. I don't remember it. And it's going to be interesting. I don't know what they're going to even. I just said, I told, just so you know, I'm a Rocky nerd. That's all I am. But sure, if you want to come on the show. And they're very happy to do it. So, yeah. All right. Tommy Morrison.
And I turned pro at 18 and I had 8 fights.
You're a fighter?
Yeah, I'm a fighter.
There you go. There's our trivia question. Remember we asked when you turned pro?
He says
no, I just missed it.
Sorry. Like the yet. Like the what age he was when he turned pro. Remember, we all thought it was 17.
Yeah, we thought it was 17 for some reason.
I still missed it. Rewind it.
Oh, it's very hard. Let me go.
Oh, never mind.
No, it's okay for you. And
I was reading Donald's comment about
why. What did he say?
Yeah,
what did he say?
That Harris ended her campaign at the Rocky Steps, so that's why Frank was so. Upset.
That's why he was mad. Okay, interesting. I forgot about that. Oh, that's why Frank got bent out of shape. That's probably around the same. Okay, interesting. Okay. Oh, Frank.
Yes. The city of Philadelphia should have been like, you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have freedom of speech or anything. Yeah. You can't.
Only one side gets the freedom of speech, don't you know?
Yeah.
Thank you, Donald. That's context for his post. So I was wondering why he was doing that. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that's about the same time he posted that. Okay.
Wow, give him a chief shot. I mean, jeez.
Mr. Balboa.
Yeah.
How you doing? My name's Tommy Gunn.
Yeah. How you doing?
Well, with a name like that, you better be tough.
Yeah, very true.
It ain't easy. Anyway, I come from Oklahoma.
Well,
I have an amateur's record of 45-1. And I turned pro at 18, and I had 8 fights.
I had 8 fights at 18, turned pro. So there you go. It was 18. I don't know why I thought 17, but Rocco's right. The answer is right in the trivia book. Yeah. Rocky's like, you're a fighter. Yeah, I'm a fighter, you moron. Yeah, you dumb dago. That's what I said.
Yeah, I'm a fighter. And now that I'm 20, I'd just like to show you what I got. Well, I mean, I've saved up about $400.
Mr. Robert Rocky Balboa.
Yeah. What?
Excuse me, young man. I have some business here. Thank you.
All right, poor Tommy got rock blocked there by George Washington Duke, pushing him aside. So, what are your thoughts on Tommy overall? I mean, don't shite on him too hard because we're friends of his widow, Trisha. So, but what are I feel? Let me start. I feel like he's aged better too as time has gone on. I think he falls in the same category as Sage. I think I was hard on Sage when I was younger. I was hard on Tommy when I was younger. But now that time has gone on, I'm like, oh yeah, this is just a real boxer. This is his first film.
I don't feel like his acting's that bad.
It's not that great, but it's not that bad. It's not like I'm a boxer. I'm 18.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah. I think he's fine. I have no issue with him in this film.
Yeah, I concur with Ryan. I think I was harder on him. I think a lot of he's not, same with Sage. Like, they're just not to the level of the other movies, like acting wise and stuff like that. Like, they're not bad. I think it's just, there's nothing wrong with it now that I'm an adult.
You know what it is too about Tommy? It's not his fault. It's his character's fault in the sense that he was the way that he betrays Rocky. And so I think a lot of people have actually conflated. It's just like,
you're right.
It happens in modern times. It actually happens with the kid that played Joffrey in Game of Thrones. Like, he's had literally people get angry at him. I don't know if you ever watched that show, Game of Thrones.
Oh, God.
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh.
I just mean like people.
Yes, they equate the actor.
Like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I was talking about this at work the other day with the Star Wars prequels about the guy who played Jar Jar Binks, did the voice room and stuff, gets like death threats, and stuff from people, and I'm like, who are you? Who that you would actually treat another human being that way for a movie you don't like? Well, like,
yeah.
These
are the people we share the planet with.
Yeah.
Katie. Oh, Katie. Okay, I agree. I know it's funny. There are neighbors, there are coworkers, there are fellow voters. We're all
they are.
we're all mixing this wonderful mess together. I love it. But anyways, I think part of the Tommy flack wasn't his acting. I think it was his character was such a dick at the end. What are you gonna give me my chance? When are you gonna let me fight? Where's my money? And I think he did a good job portraying this guy who betrays Rocky, which, like, even Apollo never betrayed Rocky. Even Dolph, in his own weird way, never betrayed Rocky. Just happened to kill his best friend in the ring, but it wasn't personal. It wasn't an attack on Rocky. Like, it's funny how Tommy was kind of the first character to really bring Rocky into his world, have Rocky envelope you with love and support, and then he'd be like, yeah, you're taking too long. Get out of here. I want my money. And everyone's like, you dick. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, like, I think people see that the true villain is Duke. Tommy is basically just a young, impressionable, dumb guy.
Used.
He has low emotional intelligence and is easily manipulated by others. and Duke is good at manipulating anyway. And like he, used the money and luxury and women and everything to get Tommy on his
the
side.
Redhead. I can't wait. I love that redhead. She's very boozmy. She's very boozmy.
That's funny the way you said that.
I love it.
Good to see you again, friend. How you doing? My health is fine. What more could a man ask for?
Money in hair.
Listen, I gotta go.
I love that. Paulie, quick with the quips.
He is.
What more could a man ask for? What do you think of money and hair? It's so true.
And Sly wrote that.
Yeah, fair. That's right. Well, Sly has both. He's able to buy hair with his money. It's amazing. Now Duke's asking what here at a sweat. What's that referring to? So there's so much.
Rocky says he's working.
Oh, okay.
I'm working here, and he said, "What here? A sweatbox?"
Man, Duke
Mickey's gym.
So that's right. So Duke is so fast. They're both talking so fast. It's hard to comment.
Where? Yeah? In a sweat box? Can't be too good for the image.
Urban Light. What are you gonna do?
Hey, Rocky.
What'd you say?
Urban Light.
It's Blight, Urban Blight.
Rock, Joe.
So funny. It's actually kind of funny acting and dialogue. You've got 3 different conversations happening here. You got Duke talking to Rocky, Paulie interrupting, Rocky talking to Paulie. It's kind of great. It's comedic. I think it actually is quite. It's supposed to be serious, but it's actually funny.
Okay. So we're on this scene here. I think that's probably a legit homeless person.
Oh, probably
in the background, and they have like all their stuff there, like a basket or cart. I think it's a cart.
Shopping cart.
Yeah.
Well, here's the question: Occam's razor. Is it easier to have a real bum in the background, or to hire somebody, dress them up as one, and fill up their cart with props to look like fake garbage?
And the Sly methodology is real bum.
Yeah.
So
it's just background fodder. Well, it's like we were watching again. The kids and I are watching the Rocky films together, and we were watching part 2. And there was a scene where, was it part 2? Actually, no, it was the first film where Rocky is running to his apartment, and that's where he sees Adrian with the red coat, and Butkus is presented. But it just shows Sly, I should say. So Sly's running. It's all guerrilla style filming, but as we know, the first film was like they put up a camera, they just filmed it, and they just moved on without a license. They kept doing that throughout Philly, and so Sly is running down the street at the sidewalk, and there's 2 kids sitting playing outside on the steps, like on the sidewalk. They were probably 3 years old. That was not. They weren't put there for the film. They were naturally just there. 2 kids in the middle of the sidewalk playing rocks or whatever. No parents. And they were 3. If they weren't 3, they were 4. Like no more than 4. It's insane back then. It's just crazy to think. Just kids, my 3-year-olds are out there.
They'll be all right.
They'll be all right. Right
it's on the main street, it's really local traffic there.
Would you put 2 3-year-olds there today alone on the? I actually kind of like it. It's funny because I was a kid back then. Like that was the environment I was raised in. I
wouldn't allow 2 dogs there. You know what I mean? Like they'll get hit by a car. No.
Yeah. It's just crazy. We talked about how quickly from 76 to 90 in 14 years, how much the city's changed. It seems like 30 years, but it's only been 14.
I think part of it's the crack epidemic of the 80s. Like the crack epidemic hit, like especially black areas, like super hard, and
well, it had
economics,
It's blight. It's urban.
Like the 80s are often seen as like a really prosperous time in America, and on average it was, but it was like kind of an unequal prosperity.
You can see the line graph starting from about 1980 to now. Like that's when the disparity started. Like it goes like this. Like that's when the disparity starts to happen, and it's just gotten worse and worse and worse and worse over time. Reaganomics, people, it didn't work.
All right. Well, I don't want to get political, but Trump will turn around in 4 years. Okay, here we go. Next.
Sure. I'd like you to consider putting on those damn gloves again. It's a hell of a payday.
Well, I'm officially expired.
No, you do have marquee value. You put butts in the buckets, asses in the seats.
Speaking of the Tyson fight, it's funny. 1990, we're getting this dialogue from this promoter saying, you have marquee value. So Rocky's saying, I've expired, which is this clever way of saying I've retired. So he's not wrong. He's like, I'm not in my prime anymore. Like, I'm done. I'm not a boxer anymore. My legs are broke. My head's broke. But the promoter Don King, or sorry, George Washington Duke, he's actually correct. You have marquee value. You're Rocky Balboa. You'll put butts in the seats. It's a show. This is the dialogue that Tyson was getting. It's the same idea.
Good point.
Businessmen with any sort of brain don't retire when you can still pull in the bread, baby. Because only in America do we get these kind of opportunities.
Union.
Man, it's crazy how much art and life and art are the same.
And he's like poking at him with, well, if you had a brain, you'd say, like
any businessman with a brain. Well, we know Rocky in business.
Yeah.
Speaking of my brain, it's permanently damaged from getting hit so many times. Ergo, I don't want to be like an invalid after getting hit in the head for a few dollars. Although I like I've said before, I'd take the chance still.
Oh, sure. I would take $5 million to have Logan punch me in the head for a round. Sure.
Yeah, I'd do it.
So now Duke is saying Union Canes. Now this is what I'm a little confused about. I need your guys' help with this. This is legit. He says Union Canes going for the title on the 14th. Okay, fair enough. Who is he fighting?
It's just some bum. So
okay, keep that in mind.
The title's vacated right now.
That's right. So, but keep that in mind. What I'm getting at is he's saying this, like he's telling Rocky that Union Cane is doing this on the 14th, whatever month that is. Then he says something else right after that does confuse me a little bit. So here we go.
Kane's going for the title on the 14th. Here, here's some tickets. Be our guests.
We have a strong feeling about this one. I think he's going to take it.
That's the time to challenge.
There you go. So I guess, okay, so you're saying he's fighting some other paper bum or whatever, just to get the belt. And then he's saying right after he wins it, that's when you challenge. Okay.
Yeah. And like, that would be like, like Kane, he's in the ring holding the belt. Then they bring Rocky up and Rocky's like, I'm here to take back my title. And
wrestling style.
I want to take what you got. I want to take what you got.
I want the opportunity to take what you got.
Oh, that's such a poorly delivered. That's one of the worst deliveries. That Union King, again, a real boxer, by the way, not an actor. He's a real boxer.
The thing is, boxers do talk like stupid like that. So it's like that's kind of what makes the movie good, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What are you talking about? What do you mean? The boxers don't talk like that. Yeah. Did you see Tyson's butt on Netflix? That was a real thing. Did anyone catch that?
I thought that was photoshopped.
That's real. That happened. I watched it live. So he's getting interviewed by somebody. It's like, what basically it was the old, what do you predict for this fight? I thought he was going to say pain, like Clubber Lang. So I'm not even joking. It's that was the clips I saw on YouTube or Twitter was, oh, he's going to say pain. I get it. But no, he goes, oh, victory, or I'm going to destroy him. And then he walks away and he's wearing like a sumo wrestler underwear thong. That was his real ass. So I was like, what was that? Is the funniest.
I missed it because I didn't turn it on until like a half hour.
You'll see memes. There's gonna be so many memes. Yeah. There already is memes.
That's where I've seen it because I didn't watch that part live.
Same.
There's no explanation. He's just half naked.
I just don't care anymore. You can see my butt. It's okay. It's just a butt. We all have them.
A lot of the memes like Netflix for no reason. Tyson's, but yeah, sure, why not? That's funny.
Next fight, you could see
Evander Holyfield couldn't hear that. Like I
watched that.
Yeah, he couldn't hear anything.
Couldn't hear. I mean, I know Tyson bit his ear off, but I didn't know it took his hearing too. It was like, what was?
I think people were kind of making fun of Netflix, like they didn't have all their ducks in a row. Maybe.
Again, not a bad production in all seriousness.
Agreed.
It was not a bad production. Hiccups for sure, but Netflix is they're doing more. There's more live events. They're just gonna learn from this.
No, I think it's good.
And like I said, I got excited about boxing. I legit like these are good matches. So job well done. And the show at the end was the show at the end. I wasn't surprised. I would have been surprised had it been a real fight. That would have been surprising. I already knew it was going to be a show.
I'm so naive. I thought I was still hoping. I still had hope.
No. It's okay. And people who get upset about that are, no offense to, I'm saying you, Katie. I'm just saying they're the same people that think wrestling's real.
Well, I know better. I mean, it's sort of like it. Well, you know what it is? It's the same reason why I still get nervous before Rocky fights. I know what the outcome is, but it's like a thing my brain can't. I don't know.
Yeah. And look, I was hopeful too. I was like, in fact, the first few seconds when Tyson came out a little bit strong, like, oh, okay, maybe we got something here. But by round two, it's like, oh, okay, that's fine. It's a legacy.
The way he stepped out and how he was like could really walk right. I was like, he's fucked.
Yeah.
Like he can't move. Like he can't really move around the ring. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, no, this is not happening.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
And the other reason why, man. I know it's not. I hate when people say it's scripted or rigged. It's not. That's not true. I think it was just. We got what we got. Meaning, like the announcer, for example, if it was rigged or scripted, the announcer wasn't in on it. He was legit because he kept saying, I forget the name of the individual. I think he was a boxer in real life.
Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah.
Was that who was announcing?
Oh,
and Rosie Perez. I love Rosie Perez.
Yeah, she was great. She was funny. Actually,
Roy Jones kept debating that announcer about the mouthpiece.
Yes, that's right.
And
biting the glove.
Neither of them could fucking let it go.
No.
Yeah,
and they asked Tyson. They asked Tyson. He's like, "That's just a thing I do."
I kind of knew that. It's like he's just nervous. He's just like thinking. He's nervous. It's a tick, and that's what I was thinking too.
The announcer was right because Roy Jones was insisting it was a problem with the mouthpiece.
Yeah,
yeah,
and they just kept going. Like they couldn't agree to disagree on it. Like, I'm like, you're taking the whole commentary debate.
Let it go.
I know the mouthpiece became.
Let it go. You're the champ.
And the other thing they kept talking about was Roy Jones. He kept saying that Tyson's legs were gone.
Mm-hmm.
So that was why I could tell that it wasn't like fake because he couldn't get over it. He's like, man, his legs are gone. That's not the Tyson I fought. His legs are not working. He's done. He's done. That's what I was like. Oh, this is real. Right. They're kind of giving real commentary. The fact that this is not disappointing, but they're like, this is kind of cringe. Tyson's shot. He shouldn't be in the ring, and I felt bad. I
don't know why Jake's not teeing off on him right now. I'm like, I know why.
Because it's a modicum of
show.
Well, it's a show, and it's also like, does he want to be the guy that just pummels a 58-year-old? He even knew that. Like,
if he puts Tyson in the hospital, like Tyson, very controversial in the past, but he's quite beloved now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Tyson has been forgiven. For a lot of things.
He paid his crimes, both to society. He did jail time, and
Paul is like, we love to hate him. Like he
embraces
collectively. So
he came out in his car or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like I loved it. I thought it was funny because he's embracing. He was kind of like Apollo Creed with the float. That was the idea. Like
I liked him a lot better after that fight. I'm not saying I like him in general, but like I thought he did a good show. I thought
partially because there was deference to my, he bowed, all of that. Yeah.
No, that went a long way with me.
I think it was a win for everyone. I think at the end of the day, Katie, we're just never going to see the fight that people wanted to see because it can't exist in this universe. He's 58, he's 27. Now, if they're both 27, we all know what it was.
That's like anyone, no serious person would debate a prime Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Like that's not
right.
That'd be like, if I decided to fight either of those guys right now, like I would lose. I would lose. That legs or no legs or whatever. Like it's not a conversation.
No.
Mike got in pretty good shape though. 58 years old. He looked pretty good.
Great shape. Like Mike Tyson would easily beat up the average person.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I still would.
You know what I mean? Like if I got in a slug match with him, the first hard punch, I'd be like unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
With all respect to Jake Paul, he was moving around and fighting like a real boxer, right? Like, will he become champion of the world? No, he's not that level, but he does have the level of fighting like a professional fighter. Like, you have to give him those props. Like, he's not a fake boxer. He's not the best boxer, but he's not fake. He's a legitimate boxer.
He's trying to be a real boxer in his own right. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's a novice fighter, right? There's lots of other novice boxers around. They're real boxers. You don't say they're fake, right? And it's just like he's a real, but you take someone who's 27 who can actually box, they're going to beat a 57-year-old or 58-year-old. Anyway,
we haven't seen the last of him. He's going to be in the ring again. He'll be in the ring again. I think this next fight will be the most legit in the sense. I think he's fighting. I think one of the whatever title holder / like whatever class they're in. This is where I don't know boxing, but
I think he's a heavyweight. Jake Paul. Pretty sure.
I think somebody's already challenged him. There's some big name I think has already kind of said, "I'll do it." I'm. Now you're gonna fight somebody.
He'd be small for him. Like the heavyweights now are huge,
right?
Like like Jake Paul's only 6'1".
Yeah, but they were both like 220 something pounds.
Yeah, that's heavyweight. That's a small heavyweight.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have a lot of heavyweights in the 240s. They're like 6'8". like Tyson Fury, or like Anthony Joshua, or like Usyk, Alexander Usyk. He's only 6'6", like 230 something pounds. And he was small compared to Tyson Fury.
Oh boy. All right. Because people love comebacks, guys.
Love comebacks. And there's nothing in the boxing business more commercial than a long shot comeback of a down on his luck pure Snow White underdog. Not like your Mark Twain once said, virtue has never been as respectable as money.
Who's Twain? He was a painter.
Look.
Who's Twain? He's a painter.
Love it.
I love that.
I forgot about that.
Which is true. He was a painter. He did
Duke,
paint.
honestly, without Rocky's brain damage thing, Duke is making a lot of sense.
Oh, he's not,
sense.
Yeah.
Like
And you can almost argue, is he really bad? Or is he just a good businessman? Like, he's cold-hearted business. Is he evil, though?
Well, once he knows, because Duke knows about the medical stuff. He knows about the brain damage.
Yeah,
he's aware of it, right?
We could talk in circles about the medical and sports and athletes and how much that has been.
Yeah, well, athletes get taken advantage of.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, or like the way he manipulates Tommy and stuff like that. Like he has, like for him, he just cares about making money at all costs.
And I'm not saying it's good
about people whatsoever.
I don't think he wants really Rocky to be physically. He doesn't desire anyone to be hurt or destroyed. But you're right. The bottom line is the dollar.
Well, he maybe doesn't desire it, but doesn't care either way.
Right. Fair enough.
Like the only way he'd care about Rocky being hurt is that, I can't use him again in future fights. Like it's like no regard. Like he has no regard either way for Rocky as a person. Like that doesn't matter whatsoever.
So not a simply, to your point, like by that definition, I mean evil, but like essentially, like if you don't,
he's meant to be the bad guy. Don't get me wrong, and he is, because he stirs the pot. He pulls, of course, Tommy away from Rocky. He initiates all of that drama. Absolutely, he doesn't care about anyone's feelings. But you and I and us three here, we wouldn't do that to somebody. But I'm just saying, is he like? Yeah, I'm not defending him, but at the same time, he's not breaking any laws. He's not. Is he?
So
he's not
illegal. In like capitalism, or I don't know if it's a capitalism, but corporatism. If you the idea was, and I was taught this in business school, if you're a corporation, your only obligation is to maximize shareholder wealth. Period. Now,
and we see that, and we see the repercussions of that.
Now, there can be some who voluntarily have certain ethical policies or environmental policies or whatever that go beyond that. But in general, that's how it is. Your goal is to maximize shareholder wealth. In Duke, while not a corporation, kind of has that mentality.
The almighty
his only obligation is to maximize my personal wealth. Period. And I will do, as long as he isn't necessarily doing anything illegal, but for sure immoral, because there's many immoral things that are not necessarily illegal. So
100%.
He's the personification of greed and like kind of like the ugly side of capitalism.
Well put, Kyle.
Yeah, there you go. Well said.
You're the great white hope.
You mean great white dope? No, forget
it. Right.
Hey, don't run yourself down like that. Come on, you got to remember who you are. I mean, you can't forget that, can you? I mean, what are we talking about here? Union Kane?
No, everybody knows Union Kane is a slick fighter, but the man has no charisma. Zero. Now, Union Kane can fight 5 other contenders.
But who cares?
Nobody's going to buy the tickets.
Look, I ain't emotionally involved in boxing.
Hold the bullshit.
Okay, so that's the cut, of course, a cut or extended scene there where they're explaining Union Kane is not a draw. So he's making it clear, look, it's about money. Look, yes, Union Kane in the world of boxing could fight 5 other people. He's a decent boxer, sure. But that's not what draws people. People need a storyline. They need, why are we watching this fight? What's the story here?
Union Kane is like the Mason Dixon, basically.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
Words out of my mouth, because what I was going to get at was, they're talking about the person. This is Sly investigated the same storyline later in Rocky Balboa. Yeah, he took a fighter who was like, sure, you're good, but nobody cares. And that's what got under Mason's skin. So it's interesting that Sly had the storyline written down somewhere that he takes later. So yeah, you beat me to it, Kyle. Dang you. So,
and then we end up in front of the pet shop.
Yeah, you have the final editing authority, so you can make it seem like the other way.
Yeah, let me put this in. I'm glad nobody brought that up. I'm glad I did. There you go. no, I'm on this exact same page. It basically had Union Kane as the Mason Dixon character. Absolutely, yeah. All right, so now he's going into more talk here.
I know what the problem is. You think I was born yesterday, Merlin. Show him the paper. Now, this is your medical report. It's not so good, but we can work around it.
Where'd you get this?
It really doesn't matter, does it, right?
What matters is that doctors in this country tend to overreact. You know what I'm saying? But forget about all of that. You agree to fight Kane, and George here can guarantee you get licensed in any country in the world. Guarantee.
You can do this?
No problem.
Okay, so another little extended scene there where Duke's henchman is just basically saying, look, doctors overreact. We can get a second opinion, and that a second opinion will be one that says you're fine. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. That's just their way of saying we can buy out another doctor. Look, people, state's witness or defense lawyers, they always seem to find the witnesses or the experts, I should say, that always seem to align with their case, so to speak. And that's what they're saying here too. It's like, well, we'll find a doctor that says you're good to go. And now Rocky's legit like, oh, see, the Rocky 2 Rocky's coming out where it's like, yeah, you know, you can do this. You can do this for me. You know, you can get me out of this. He's not happy to be here.
No, like that's what I'm saying, man. If I'm Rocky, I'd be like, all right. I mean, you know, he'll probably be making more money this way playing hard to get. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But if he would, like, say, if he would have accepted a fight right at the gate after he got off the plane.
True.
Right.
I want to reference Donald's comment here in the chat. Do you like the callback to the term emotionally involved?
Yes,
I love
did
that.
Bring that up. Yeah. Where did he bring that up again?
Exactly.
Rocky one.
He's like, I'm not emotionally involved here, Bob.
That's right.
Like
with
when
the
he's
Bob
collecting
guy.
the money.
Very good point. Yeah, I love that callback. That's right. I mean, emotionally involved. He says it. He says it once in the original cut. Then he brings it up again. The the work print cut. Then that was the last time he said it was that Bob character. Well, he's back with the hat on, the jacket. It kind of comes out of him. The same dialogue he uses the docs. It comes out of him. Now, of course, Rocky's on board. There's a part of his brain is like he's listening now to Duke. He broke through. You can see in his face. Of course, Paulie's on board. And now I love how Adrian, she comes running out. And I love Duke's response to this, like, she arrives like magic. She disappears.
And well, I think Rocky was already thinking too, like, God, how many times have I tried to spin the same conversation with Adrian? How am I going to do it?
And it is, look, I love Adrian, but boy, the only reason why we got Rocky Balboa is because she was dead. The character was dead because there's no way Adrian let him fight again at the age of 60.
No fucking way.
She comes right. I mean, Sly is only 44 here. Like, relax, Adrian.
I don't think he'd want to fight actually if Adrian was still there. I think that's part of the reason. Like
that's
the
a good
beast
question.
in the basement.
Let's pretend Adrian suffered the woman's cancer 3 years ago. And he lost to Drago, he won Drago, all the stuff. Would he be caring about this right now, do you think? Is that what you're saying? Like, he wouldn't care about getting out of this mess?
It's a different time.
No.
He's 60.
I'm saying in Rocky Balboa, I don't think he would have had the urge to fight had Adrian not died.
Yeah, I agree.
The beast in the basement would have been there. That's right.
Yeah. That's my.
You didn't leave me, Paulie. She died.
Yeah.
Well, that's fair.
But if Adrian died of the woman's cancer here, Rocky would for sure be taking this fight. Like, no question.
That's true because the beast would have been in the basement at a younger age.
Yeah, and he's like, I could go back and visit her soon if I take this fight. Then my son.
Yeah, he's like, what do I have to lose? Oh, remember, you still have a kid, but whatever.
And.
Scumbags in the bag and worth millions. The time is hot. The deal is hot. Caliente.
We could use one more payday.
I agree. Adrian, where'd you come from? Mrs. Balboa just appeared. This woman is magic.
Look, I don't think you're very funny.
Look,
that was pretty funny, Adrian. I'm sorry. That was pretty funny. It's almost like Duke has watched all the other films. Like, oh yeah, here she is again, money blocking.
It's true. I just feel so bad for Adrian here because she's the only voice of reason, and people are not taking her seriously.
She's short too. Is Talia Shire that short? Because Rocky's not tall. Is Rocky on lips?
It's the angle.
I'm sure Sly's wearing in platforms right now. Yeah, man, the guy I can't remember the actor's name. The one who plays
his name is Sorry,
he's tall.
He's real. He's a big guy, man. Mm-hmm. Holy cow!
I think he's 4'6" in real life. Yeah.
Yeah, like he dwarfs Stallone.
Yeah.
Talk my husband into fighting again.
Talking business now, darling. Do you like feeling harder? Do you like reaching in your pocket and only feeling your leg? Well, do you? I didn't think so. I'm offering you your last golden opportunity to dump this loser image.
Oh, you...
Sorry. Dump this loser image. Oh, his way with words is amazing. Again, Sly's writing. You know, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Adrian, you're right. She's a fighter. She's a fighter.
Talking to.
Adrian, you ain't working across.
Hey, whoa, what the hell are you two people talking about, huh? This is a tremendous opportunity.
Yeah, Rocky, because Rocky, when she first jumped out of the street, he actually says right away, it wasn't captured, but you could hear it. He says, "Where'd you come from?" So he's confused. Like, how is she here? Why
is just now finding out that that's that she's working
just
there.
Find out that he's employed by Gloria again across the street. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
They don't talk, these two, ever, do they?
Well, they're not in the same scene together. We don't. I guess we only see how they talk to each other in the movie. You're right.
Like, can you imagine? Can you imagine going to bed knowing you're going to go to the pet shop to work the next day and not telling your spouse about it? Like, that's so.
Well,
weird.
you could argue she was just going around the neighborhood to see who's hiring, and she just finished talking to Gloria when this event took place, so she hasn't yet. So, but I know it is funny how. You know, Rocky with the fight in Russia, she didn't know about it when she's driving home from work. They don't converse with each other.
I think maybe Adrian had it's easier to ask forgiveness than permission approach to working at the pet shop, where I think she didn't want to tell Rocky because she knew he wouldn't like it.
Well, Rocky should have had the same for that guy. Easier to get forgiveness than permission when he fights.
Yeah, man, you got to grow a pair, Rocky, and
Ponies
risk brain damage.
But they don't have any income.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's probably making a little bit running the gym here because he's getting membership fees and stuff.
Yeah.
Although they would have had to invest money to get that place up in working order again.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. That's right. I wonder who did pay for that cleanup and everything. Yeah, does the plumbing work? Yeah.
Yeah. So potholes, but.
Opportunity for who? For you to make money, for him to be disabled? What would you do if the choices were reversed?
Now, I love this acting here. So great question. And I love the fake, George Washington Duke's character is like, bravo, woman. It's really well done. It's like, because she does give a very good impassioned speech that the character does a very good, like, Adrian's like, yes. What would you do if it was reversed? And like, this is where he is a dick because that should affect a normal human being. But he's like, his response is fantastic.
You have to think about that. Rocky, I don't care about you.
He just claps. Oh, bravo, woman. Bravo.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Right in front of, I'm surprised Rocky in this whole part doesn't punch him out right now because he's really disparaging Adrian in front of Rocky. He does mention, "Hey, don't talk to my wife."
Rocky is actually not the best for sticking up for himself.
No, for his wife, because remember he got mad at Clubber saying,
yeah, well, that I think when he's like, "Hey, man, I don't take you to my apartment."
I understand it's sexual in that moment, but still,
yeah, like I think if you cross a certain line. If you cross a certain line, Rocky will, but it takes a lot for Rocky to actually like stick up for himself or for other people. Like
he's a lover underneath it all.
Yeah, he's I don't think he's intrinsically violent.
Mm-hmm. No.
Like he fights for pay.
Right.
So the song "The Hurricane," I do this for pay, and when it's all over, I'll soon be on my way.
Mm.
You want to get serious? Let's get serious. You represent the dreams of the long shots, the little people, the never wills that identify with you. And identification is the key to public success. You're a true champion, a true product of the people. Don't sell it. Sell it while there's still buyers. They ain't gonna last forever. You say you're a fighter, then fight. You say you want a champion's due, then do it, and I'll make you so much money you can swim in it. You can swim, can't you, darling? What do you say? Come on, put it there. It's time to put some hustle behind this muscle.
He's good.
He's real good. It's dialed up to like 20. I mean, it is intense.
And Rocky is like, because he's actually not the devil. What makes the devil good, if you want to talk like fantasy here, but what makes the devil good is he'll tell you truths to entice you. The idea is he's not lying. Like he's telling Rocky truths. He is the people's champion. He is a fighter. He is the hope of all these people. That's who his character is. So to keep that going, we need to put some hustle behind the muscle. We need to strike while the iron's hot. So he's saying truce, despite your brain damage. Don't worry about. But here's some truce to get you on the hook,
guys. I have a pretty hard out at 10:30.
Okay.
Because I know this is an awkward area, but like, yeah.
Okay, we can do the trivia. No, that's fine. Let's just hear.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. We're almost done. We got it. We got it.
Done. He's done fighting.
You a damn fool. Maybe we ought to sign Mrs. Balboa to fight Kane, huh? Looks like she's the one with the cojones in the family.
See, that's the part I'm saying that I'm surprised. Even I'm not a fighter myself, but if I had someone tell me that to my face, because he's insulting my wife to a degree, and then insulting me and my quote unquote manhood or whatever. But the idea, we're a partnership, right? So the fact that you're trying to tear us apart, you're insulting me and my wife at the same time, I would have shoved him or something.
I think he took it internally. He's like, yeah, he's kind of.
Oh, he had stung him.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a shock because he does say right here. Wait, right here.
Yo, you don't talk like that in front of my wife, you know?
There ain't no park bench, boy.
Okay, so we'll stop it there. We'll go back a bit, but we'll talk more about that. Yeah, we'll respect Kyle's heart out. Of course, we'll respect your heart out. We'll reinvestigate that scene from the "you damn." But I do love that delivery. You damn fool! I love that.
It is good.
Looks like Ryan has the cojones, or Katie has the cojones.
We will see. We will see. I don't think so today, or this movie at all.
Okay, so here we go. Katie, who says, "Behold, a Santa for all seasons"?
Behold, a Santa for all seasons.
Yes,
I have George Washington Duke.
Correct. Kyle.
Yeah.
Who says,
I have that.
"My wings outside"?
That would be Mr. Balboa, Mr. Rocky.
Balboa. I didn't trick you with my voice.
You tried.
That one? I tried. Okay.
I'm curious about 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have no idea.
I will give you my answer. So you don't think I'm lying because I haven't read the final answer yet. I don't know it. So I say he was 13-0. I think it's a little high, but
I have 10.
I have 6. I feel like mine's too low.
Yours is low, Kyle. I think. Yes, I think Katie might have.
I don't know.
I think it's double digit. I think it's double digit. That's why I went double digit. Oh, way higher than 17-0.
Wow.
How did they have 17 fights?
Well, that's what I mean. We talked about the timeline. That's why we're saying that montage of him fighting and rising the ranks, we could argue it was 2 years, and that's why the kid is whatever. Okay. Yeah. 29, Katie, who says, "Take 2 more steps and I'm going to pound your teeth out."
Paulie?
I have that kid Chippy or whatever his name is, that bully kid.
See, Katie, I was with you. I couldn't remember who said it. And I thought, was that Paulie in the restaurant at the end?
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's not.
No, Kyle's right. I'll give it to Kyle. He got the wrong nickname. It's Chicky, but that's fine.
Chicky. Fuck, I always mess that one up.
But Kyle, good job. Yeah, you're right. Chicky, one of the kids that bully Robert. Good job, Kyle. Now, Kyle, can I ask you truthfully, would you remember that had you not seen the film last month?
Yeah, I could hear it in my head.
Okay, all right, fair. Wow,
I didn't remember it, and I watched it. Okay.
We've established your memory.
Yeah,
Katie's the control group here.
Okay, and Kyle, last one. Who says, "My head's a little busy right now"?
I think that's Rocky, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Rocky. It's going to be a scene coming up very quickly. I thought we'd get to it today, but that's okay. We had great. Today was great. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm in no rush to get through the films because once these films are done, we're done. But a lot of happened. Obviously, the Tyson fight was a big discussion. That's a big discussion. Look, that's really falling into the realm of our Rocky journey. That's a big real world event. So I think it was worth discussing what we did. And anyways,
with 3, right?
Oh,
I
sorry. Yeah, I got 3. Yeah. Kyle, did you get 5?
I got 4. I got the number of fights on. Katie, you and I are now tied.
I know. You're gonna surpass me easily. 5 is just not. It's just not my movie.
You still have Rocky Balboa to get me though.
Okay.
You're gonna study it hard. I know you. You're gonna do that summa cum laude bullshit on me.
I love how I'm not even the discussion. Yeah. Well, I'm just over here in third place.
Well, actually, maybe that's your movie, Ryan. Maybe.
Yeah.
This is your movie.
I'm the Union Kane of this trio now. Okay.
You're the eye candy of the podcast, right?
No, stop it. No. Katie is with the voice and everything, apparently. But with that,
what if I talk like Duke the whole podcast? That's 64th.
With that, Kyle, this episode's over.
I didn't hear no bell.
Ooh, good.
Right. Very good. Thanks everyone who watched the live stream. Appreciate you guys. We appreciate it.
Sorry.